Greetings, good people. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. All right. So happy Tuesday, everybody. It's the third day of February, 6 more weeks of winter. The year is 2026, and it's time to get into these hot topics. All right. So I don't like to waste time. So let's get straight into it. So, first up, I really want to know what is going on with prophetess Juanita Bynum. Okay. Those of you who are not familiar with Juanita Bynum, she became very popular. I think she studied under T.D. Jakes many, many years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And she became very popular for her sermon, No More Sheets. She wrote a book, very, very popular, talking about women and how they should conduct themselves. This was many, many moons ago. Since then, Juanita Bynum has been getting some real sketchy publicity, shady publicity, bad publicity, because she's coming across as a grifter. So now, most recently, her new plot and scheme is she is selling restoration for 1066, $1,066. I'm pretty sure that number means something, or she, portrays that the number means something. Let's just take a look and a listen to this video. I like to hear it. Here you go.
Like you have never seen. Like you have never seen. $1,066 is nothing. You can get money back. Yes, Lord. He just said 5 more people are sitting here deciding, but you're not deciding about money. You're deciding about your future. You're not deciding about money. You're deciding about your future. He said, come now. This isn't about money. This is about your future.
It's literally about money.
This is about the restoration.
So she's selling restoration, and she said that the money is for God Himself to pay His bills. You know, I really want to know what happened to Juanita Bynum. Like, seriously, what happened to her? And why are y'all so quick to give y'all money to these crooks, to these people who deceive you? You don't read your word? How in the heck can somebody sell restoration? Why are y'all giving y'all money to these individuals who play y'all every single time? And these are the type of people that give their money to these people, and then they don't get what they're quote unquote promised or what they think that they're gonna get. That's the people, those are the type of people that lose faith in the church. This ain't got nothing to do with the church. This is a business. Okay. A lot of you are expecting church, and these people who are running the church are doing business, and you're the customer. But you can do whatever you want with your money. I have never been the type of person to tell someone what to do with their money. Since y'all be so excited to give y'all money with, my Cash App is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And I'm not selling restoration, and I'm not selling salvation. I don't believe in those type of things. I don't believe in giving to a pastor, giving to a church with the hopes you sowing this, sowing that, with the hopes that God gonna give you $10 million and you gonna be a millionaire. It don't work like that. And you know the proof that I have that it doesn't work like that, because I be in my book. I be in that word, flipping pages, licking my finger, flipping pages, highlighting, circling, flipping pages. I actually read the good book. And a lot of you should too. But you can do whatever you want. I just really want to know, like, what happened to her? What got her to the point where she becomes this snake oil salesman, like a lot of these preachers? What happened to her? Let's get into some of these comments. I don't see how people feel comfortable even playing with God like that. No, seriously. Y'all don't fear Some of y'all don't fear God enough for me. And that makes me a little concerned. But you know what I do? Mind my business and keep my distance. The fire gonna be hot when that clock stops for her. I want to know who is the person God owes money to. Right. Girl, what? God got bills? You can't even tell me what religion God is, but God got bills? All right, let me get off this topic. Let me get off this topic. And let's move it along. Let's keep the train moving. Let's keep the train moving. All right. So recently, Sherry Shepherd, it was announced that Sherry Shepherd's show has been canceled. She's in her fourth season, so she will not be renewed for another season. The excuse me, the last date of her show, I'm not sure, but she's not going to be returning. Debmar Mercury, they gave a statement confirming the cancellation, right? So now it's being rumored that Jennifer Hudson might be next on the chopping block. So this is according to Lauren LaRosa. Her Twitter page is Brown Girl Grinding, and her post reads, "Just landing back in NYC to all these major shakeups in daytime TV. Kelly Clarkson out after 7 seasons, Sherry Shepard out after 4 seasons, and a source told me sadly that Jennifer Hudson's show is the next cancellation we'll see." Okay. Now, she does have the inside scoop. Lauren LaRosa, she does do her due diligence to kind of, reach out to people in certain places so that she can confirm her sources. She's very good about that. But do I believe her? I don't think she has any reason to lie. Jennifer Hudson's show may not be canceled, but she said a source told her that sadly Jennifer Hudson's show is the next to be canceled. I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised. Um, Someone in the comments said perfect time to bring back Wendy. Wendy is not mentally stable enough to come back to daytime television. It's not going to be the same Wendy. And I would rather not have Wendy back on daytime television at all, if it means that she's going to not be herself. I'd rather just not have her. If it's not going to be the same, then she can keep it. Everybody says we want Wendy. Can we bring back Jenny Jones, Maury, and Mother Love? Whatever happened to Mother Love? And where the heck is Jenny Jones? Somebody said, yeah, I took it back. Yeah, Jenny Jones I used to love Jenny Jones. The spirit tunnel is the only thing keeping J-Hud hanging on. She talks too much for me. Like, damn, girl, your guests get a chance to talk, to speak. Jennifer Hudson doesn't give me natural when she's doing daytime talk show. I think she's a great singer. I think she's great Broadway actress. I think she's a great actress. There's just some things that people are stronger at than other things. Put it that way. I did like her set. I thought she always looked great. She had some great guests on. The Spirit Tunnel was something that was fun. But as far as a host and getting into the things, yeah, no, J Hud didn't do it for me. Same thing with Sherry Shepard. Sherry Shepard, she looks great, set looked great. She had a bubbling, outgoing personality, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't fun. It was a little boring. Tamron Hall is still holding on. And I hope that she continues to grow and thrive. I enjoy Tamron Hall. So hopefully this is not true. But for Lauren LaRosa's sake, I hope it is true because then that would make her look bad. But she did say a source told her. So what is going on with daytime television? What is it that they're doing? Um, hmm. Are they going to be replacing these ladies with the new face of daytime television? I don't know. This shakeup seems a little bit weird. I'll say it. I'll leave it there. All right. And now on to the main event. So recently, Don Lemon, okay, journalist, independent journalist, former journalist at CNN, was arrested. Okay, he was out in LA and he was covering the Grammy events for the Grammys that took place recently. And he was basically arrested, okay, by federal agents. And he was let out. He gave his speech, to the public, or statement, I should say, to the public. Then he went onto his channel the next day, the day after the arrest, when he was released, onto his YouTube channel. He had like 45,000 people. I think it got up to 50. Anyway, he gave his statements. He talked about it. He thanked everybody for the overwhelming support. Um, so now he sat down with Jimmy Kimmel and he details exactly what happened. All right. So let's get into this clip. Hopefully, Jimmy Kimmel and them won't have a problem with me sharing this. If you know how copyright material laws and all that stuff works, let's just take a look and a listen to what Don had to say.
It was Thursday night when they came to get you, right? Okay.
When they got me. When
You're here in LA.
When the popo came.
Yeah.
You got to laugh at something, right? But it's very serious. I had gone to, I was here to cover the Grammys. I was going to do the red carpet. And I had gone to the Black Music Collective event that night, where the importance of Black music and artists and whatever. And the reason I cover it is because of the First Amendment, the freedom of expression, and the art of music is part of that. And then I'd gone to the Spotify party, and it's all young people, and they're like, "Mr. Lemon, oh my God, I love watching you on TikTok." And I'm like, "Wow, that's different than my grandma loves watching you on CNN." So it's a whole new audience. And I got back to the hotel. I walked in I had my swag bag from the thing, and I was walking up to the room, and I pressed the elevator button, and all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled, and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs. And I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We came to arrest you." And I said, "Who are you?" And then finally they identified themselves. And I said, "If you are who you are, then where's the warrant?" And they didn't have a warrant. So they had to wait for someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant on a cell phone. And by that time, I was like trying to, figure out what was going on and get my bearings, and they dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So they had to pick my glasses up, and I read it. And still, what does that mean? And then it was a bunch of guys, and they took me outside. FBI guys were out there. I mean, it had to be maybe a dozen people, which is a waste, Jimmy, of resources, because I had told them weeks before, and maybe once or twice, that we would, I think my attorney tried to contact them once, maybe twice, that I could just go in, and it would have to be the folks who were just working there that day, and they wouldn't have to have all these people following me around.
It's more than just a waste of resources. So they grab you and they take you where?
Well, you're right about more than just a waste of resources. They want that. They want to embarrass you. They want to intimidate you. They want to instill fear. And so that's why they did it that way. They took me down to a holding place in the federal courthouse.
And they give you mugshots, strip search, all of that stuff?
No strip search, but mugshot, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards, twice.
Did they put you in a cell?
I was in a holding room.
You're in a holding room?
Yes.
And how long are you in that holding room?
From about midnight, 12:30 to 1 or so the next day.
Who did you make your one phone call to?
Here's the interesting thing. I didn't have a one phone call. I never had
Wait a minute. I watch a lot of TV.
I know. That's right. I asked them, do I get my one phone call, Jimmy? They said, no, you don't. You get to
through what happened.
I understand that Don Lemon is making light of the situation, and he was the one that had to endure this. So if he chooses to make light of the situation, then that's his prerogative. I don't fault him for that. I don't. But this situation overall, there ain't ish funny about this, because who knows who it was that apprehended him, right? Um, and a warrant shown on a cell phone. So it just seems like, these officers, quote unquote, whatever they want to call themselves this week, and under this current administration, that people can do whatever the heck they want to do. And like I said, I know that he's making light of it to try to keep it, kind of lighthearted. But nothing about this is funny, because God forbid if this happens to any one of us, they can just hold up a cell phone and say, "Hey, this is a warrant." It's weird. It's absolutely positively weird. All right. Um, Somebody said he got that Obama suit on. He looks good. Nikki said she coming for the owner of Shade Room. Who cares about what that woman has to say? If she wants to be gimmicky, she's been gimmicky since the beginning of her career. I've given commentary about what I feel about her in politics, and entertainers and rappers like her in politics. Go back and watch those videos. Um, but right now, I couldn't care less about what Onika has to say. She's going to continue to go on social media and trend because of these rants and all this stuff that she's saying about people, and speaking in riddles, and you know gibberish, and all this other foolishness. We're all adults here, and these are some serious times that we're living in. And I don't look at her as some sort of oracle or some sort of prophet. It's all foolishness, and it's all gimmicks. So that I'm not even entertaining. Someone said it's all fun and games to you all now until something like this happens to someone you know. Exactly. And I feel like there's certain people, uh, certain populations of society that are always the test dummies, quote unquote, for lack of a better word. A lot of people were celebrating that Don Lemon was arrested. Yeah, but this is a test run, because now they're going to go around and see how many other people they can do this to. He's an independent journalist, and is he going to stop speaking? No, because who does he have to report to and answer to? He works for himself pretty much. So, oh boy, respect human rights. They arrested the wrong Don. The camel suit is fire. I can't. What else is there? They're saying this is terrifying. I hope people are paying attention. Right. Sometimes a lot of people think a certain population of people or a certain group of people, they're not living right and they deserve to be condemned. And when that condemnation happens to them, you have people who cheer and people who are excited. Yeah, 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 get them all together. But then when the tables turn and now they don't care about race, color, creed, gender identity, suit color, whether you got edges or not, and you basically are becoming a victim of the very same injustice that you were cheering on. Now everybody wants to sing a different tune, or certain people want to sing a different tune. I'm telling you, always pay attention to how certain people are treated. If people are, regardless of what you feel about them and what you think about them, if people are being treated, with discrimination, or they're being met with discrimination, and they're being treated inhumanely, that's not something that you should cheer on as a human, because you could be next. They could turn the laser right around on you next. And then what? So be careful what you support. But I ain't even trying to get into all of that. It's just unfortunate. I'm curious to see what is going to happen. Like Don Lemon said when he gave his statement after he was first released from jail, he said he's looking forward to his day in court. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up his statement. This wasn't a part of the lineup, but why the heck not? All right, let's take a look.
Everybody for their support.
This was right after he was released from jail the next day.
It truly means the world to me. I have no idea what's going on because obviously I haven't seen anything. I have spent my entire career covering the news.
Okay. That's very interesting. Let me see if I can refresh this. Let's try this again.
Everybody for their support. It truly means the world to me. I have no idea what's going on because obviously I haven't seen anything. I have spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there is no more important time than right now, this very moment, for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again, I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court. Thank you all. I want to thank everybody.
So that was his statement after being released from jail. Now, you know what I found interesting? Harvey Levin spoke on the Don Lemon arrest as well. And I thought that what he had to say was very interesting. Like I said, this wasn't originally a part of the lineup. This was going to be for a separate video. But since we're here, why the heck not? Let's listen to what Harvey had to say. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Wonders why people are saying that they are trying to form a dictatorship. Well, look at the landscape.
Lord have mercy. I have to refresh this. Pardon the technical difficulties, y'all. This is interesting. I've never experienced these technical difficulties before. All right, we're back. Back to you, Harvey.
Administration wonders why people are saying that they are trying to form a dictatorship. Well, look at the landscape. Arresting Don Lemon, who covered a protest in Minneapolis, is just insane, ridiculous, dictator-like. This is the playbook that dictators use to destroy democracies and take the will of the people away. It is as simple as that. The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It is considered the preferred amendment when you have to start balancing what's more important. The framers of the Constitution knew that a free press was essential to a democracy. Without a free press, you don't have a democracy. And it's real clear that Donald Trump and company doesn't want a free press. The idea that a journalist, which Don Lemon has been for 30 years, would walk into a church and film a demonstration which is of national interest, and then to say somehow, when you watch the video, they say he's part of the protest. Watch that video. He is covering the protest. He is covering it. That's what journalists do. I covered riots. I was a local reporter in Los Angeles for 15 years, and I covered riots and floods and earthquakes and all sorts of things where I had to step into areas where there were police, where there was activity, private property. When you're covering an event like this, like a protest, which I've covered many, you step into it. And that's what journalists do. And that's what Don Lemon did. The idea that the Justice Department is saying he walked onto private property, that is insane. A church invites everybody in. Have you ever seen a church with a no trespassing sign saying no journalists allowed? Have you ever seen?
All right, let's stop there because I don't know how much of TMZ like to flag people. All right. So there you have it. Don Lemon is free and safe. Thank goodness for that. I don't know. Should we tell Don Lemon to be careful? Yes, we should always tell him to be careful. Is he going to stop doing what he's doing? I don't know. He said no. He might move a little bit differently. I don't know. Who knows? Who freaking knows? But just things are just getting a little bit out of hand. I just want everybody to just kind of just be mindful, be careful of your surroundings. Um, Watch your own back, because it just seems like everybody is for themselves and everybody has to protect themselves and their families by any means necessary. So that's all I got. I don't want to get too heavy on the all the politics and all the foolishness going on, but that is it for today's hot topics video. Don't worry, I will be back as long as these people keep giving me something to talk about. I am going to be uploading and posting these videos. So I am signing off. I love you for watching, and as always, I will talk to you later.